You're listening to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. I'm Ananda Leeke, your Thriving Mindfully coach and podcast host. I'm also an artist, an author, a human design doula, and an interfaith reverend. The Thriving Mindfully podcast is a heart-centered, digital sacred space that I created to inspire and empower you to be present, well, and the real you. Tune into the latest conversation I've been having with myself and others about nurturing, transforming, and celebrating our lives, relationships, and career. Today's podcast explores how you can shine your light on yourself when you share your living. Share your living is the third core commitment of the Thriving Mindfully, heart-centered approach to being present, well, and the real you. Share your living is all about mindful communication. So tune in to what I had to say. So my ancestors have really been coming through and speaking to me. And as I'm receiving their divine downloads and their wisdom, because that's what it is. Ancestors are many things. And there are a lot of different types of ancestors. The ones that I'm talking about are the ancestors that are wise and loving and that have good intentions and that are working on my behalf and helping me to navigate this world and are wanting the highest and the best for myself and my family. And so one of the things that I'm learning from my ancestors is that I can tap into their resilience. And when I'm speaking about resilience, it's the ability and the choice to rise like a phoenix from the ashes of whatever has happened and to bounce back when I overcome adversity, where I face a challenge, where I am called to navigate change. And the more that I work with my ancestors on strengthening my capacity to be resilient, I'm learning about my own personal legacy of resilience from them, from their past experiences of overcoming adversity, facing challenges, and their ability to cope with change. Now, their legacy of resilience, this ancestral legacy of resilience, is grounded in their strength. Their strength in who they are and as spirits, who they were as people living on the earth, from their family, the people that came before them, and from the culture that we come from. And drawing on all of that strength from the people in my family, the people from my community, and the people from my culture, and their ability to overcome adversity and face challenges and navigate change, I get a cadre of she rose and he rose and they rose. You heard me say they rose. Because not everybody identifies as male and female. So we're honoring all ancestors, no matter how they present themselves. One of the things that I'm exploring with my ancestor support are the ways that I can build resiliency, tapping into what is now my ancestral legacy. And it's incredible. It really is incredible. Really, really is. So I want to share with you what I've been doing. I've come up with 6 ways to build resiliency. And this is with the support of my ancestors. I'm talking about resiliency when shit happens. First, I'm learning that I need to acknowledge what's happening. And I say that for myself because I don't always want to acknowledge that some shit is going down. I want to act like everything is groovy. And it is not always groovy. That's the first thing that I can do and that I've been doing in order to build resiliency. The second is to use self-care practices that help me release stress, that help me rest, that help me restore myself. The third is to adopt a positive mindset with affirmations by reminding myself that wherever I am in this process, in facing and overcoming challenges and dealing with adversity, and that I'm doing the best I can in this moment. That's one of my favorite affirmations. So that's the third way that I'm learning to build resiliency. And then the fourth is to nurture myself with what I call are the big 5 mindful self-care vitamins. And if you listen to some of my previous podcasts, you know that the big 5 represents loving kindness, compassion, non-judgment, patience, and forgiveness. The 5th way that I'm learning to build resilience is by reframing the experience, by looking at what I'm called to face in terms of adversity and the challenges, by looking at them as lessons learned and growth opportunities. And that's not always easy to do. It's not always easy to do. And that's one of the reasons why having a relationship with my ancestors has been really important in my growth, in my healing, in my self-care, because I'm able to lean in to their wisdom, to their love, to their legacy of resiliency. The final way that I've been building resiliency in myself is by remembering that I come from people that have given me this legacy of resilience. I'm tapping into their legacy. I'm tapping into my own, because there have been times in my life where I have been able to face adversity, challenges, and change. And so I have a personal and an ancestral legacy of resilience. And I don't always remember that I've come through things, but I have. And so my personal legacy of resilience comes from my strengths. That strength that I gain from past adversity, from past challenges and past change. All of that helps me move forward in my life. And by sharing my living through my relationship with my ancestors, I get all of that. I get all of that. So, I want to invite you to think back to a moment in your life when you were faced with adversity. You had to deal with a challenge. You had to navigate a level of change. Think back. How did it make you stronger? And then the other question I have for you is, I want you to pick one person you admire in your family, your community, or your culture that has overcome adversity, that has faced a challenge, or has navigated change. And as you're thinking of this person, what did they teach you? These are your she-ros, your heroes, your they-ros, your ancestors. Because their ancestors don't have to be people in your direct lineage, in your family line. It could be someone that you admire that has gone on and made their transition. So wherever you find this podcast, I'd love to hear your responses to these questions. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to start a conversation with you about how you share your living with your ancestors, and how, in tapping into that relationship, how you're able to access their strength, their resilience, and make it a part of your legacy of resilience that you can tap into. Well, that's all I got right now. So I will see you next time. Tune in to a few more messages that I have for you. And take care until we speak again. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. If you're ready to be inspired and empowered with my coaching support, join me in the Thriving Mindfully Academy. Visit anandaleeke.com/academy. Now, if you're ready to dive deeper and move past your comfort zone with my one-on-one coaching program, book a discovery call with me today. Visit anandaleeke.com. If you need something juicy to read, check out my 3 mindfulness books: Love's Troubadours, a self-love and yoga-inspired novel; That Which Awakens Me, a mindful creativity memoir; and Digital Sisterhood, a mindful technology memoir. Go to anandaleeke.com/books. All of my books are available on Amazon.com. Well, that about wraps us up. And as I always like to say, may we all continue to embrace thriving mindfully in everything that we think, feel, say, and do. See you next time.